Today we get into the QSC KC 12. Let's get into it. What's up, my fearless friends? My name is Shayshahn, PhearNone MacPherson, and this is Gear and Gadgets, where I like to talk tech, apparel, and gear for DJs, musicians, and artists alike. Today we're getting into the QSC KC system, which is a stackable system by QSC, a system designed where other companies like Bose and JBL have been in for a long time. QSC jumps into the arena with a system that's just plug and play, but first let's unpack it. Now that we have the system out of the box, you can see it's very similar to a K12. Actually, the sub part of the speaker system is very similar to a K12.2. It's almost the same weight. They're around 50 pounds. And as you can see, it has a 5-channel mixer in the back. But one thing that's different about the KC12S is that it has Bluetooth. So you can hook up a Bluetooth system or your phone straight into this sub, and if you have two of them, they'll link wirelessly. And what else is also very cool about this system, as you can see, when we look at the top, I only have it halfway up because I have it on this table, but it's about 7 feet tall. And what's really cool about it is there's no wires coming from it. So it's a very neat system, very ideal for mobile DJs, and very neat. What else is cool is that it comes in white, and a lot of wedding DJs will love that. So let's run through the menu system. And if you've been on my channel for a while, you know I'm always looking for one thing, and that's reverb. So I don't have to bring a separate reverb pedal, because as a DJ and an instrumentalist, all I need is a little bit of reverb to keep my instrument from sounding brittle. So let's go through the system. So right now, I have my violin on line A, and I have my DJ Prime Go on line B. It's not a touch screen, but it takes a second to get to learn how this menu works, but once you get into it, it's pretty easy. This circle button right here, or this U-turn, brings you back to the previous menu, and this right angle arrow right here selects whatever you want to use. Right now I have the reverb on, but let me show you how I turn that on. You see, you have to make sure that reverb in is on. And we would go up here. And the way you change it is with this selection button, which is like a right angle. So you got to make sure that's on in. And then we scroll down, and channel A is the channel that the violin is on. So the reverb amount goes from 0, let's see how high we can go, to 30. And even though the speaker's pointed away, I'm sure you'll be able to hear that's a lot of reverb. And you can also change, let me bring that reverb down a little. We'll leave it on 25. And you can change the room size from small, medium to large. Let me show you some of the other features in this system, in this mixer in the back. So you have sub level, and you can go deep, boost, balance, -1 dB, all the way down to -20 dB. And you can just turn this sub off if you want. We'll leave it on deep. You also can change the contour of the EQ in the system. If we hit that, you see dance, live, cinema, or default. I'm gonna put it on dance and go back. And then we have an EQ selection here. And you can change your EQ or curve it like you would like. We have delay in case you want to put a speaker further away from you so that the speakers sync up the right way and sound correct. And then we have our Bluetooth selection, which you can go from mono, pair, link, and then you can disconnect right here. We have an output setting, and you can change the way the output goes through the system. And then we have settings. where you can save a scene for a venue that you already tuned your speaker to. You can change the LED light in the front, which I'm going to show you in a second. When it peaks, it'll turn red, and that's classic QSC form. You can make it only come from the front only, the rear only, or you can turn these off. This is this blue light, or this blue LED will turn red when you peak. We have security, where you can lock down this whole system so that if you're away from it or you're taking a break as a DJ, somebody can't come up and turn it up, which actually happens a lot to some people. When they go to take their breaks, or like, a musician break, and you just leave some music running, somebody might try to come up and turn the speaker up. If you have the security on, you can stop that. And then you can factory set, and you can give it a test tone through the whole system. And regulatory, it just says this device complies with Part 15 of the FCC rules of operation, is subject to the following 2 conditions. 1, this device may not cause harmful interference. And 2, this device must accept any interference. And that's basically the system quickly letting you know how this mixer in the back works. And I think it's a great system. I've always been a fan of QSC. All my speakers I use as a DJ are QSC, so my ear is used to the sound of QSC. And the KC12S definitely doesn't let down. So let's turn this around and see how it sounds. So now that I got the QSC KC series turned around, I'm gonna give you a sound test of it. Now, it's not gonna be it at its max level. I did have it in a steak house over the weekend where I was able to really push it. And of course, I don't have the column all the way up. There's another piece that comes with the KC series that'll make it taller. Like I said, it makes it 7 feet. Trust me, this system turns up pretty loud at 3,000 watts and 138 dB, which is very loud. This system gets really, really loud. I was actually standing in front of it when I was DJing like this, and it started to actually fatigue my ears. So the system does get loud. I'm not gonna make it get that loud, but I'm gonna turn it up in here now. And I'm gonna use the Prime Go, which has a strong sound card in it, to come out. So now I got my DJ Go set up. And now I'm gonna turn my violin up. So yeah, that's just a little taste of what it sounds like when I'm doing my thing. Of course, I'm also doing top 40 and a lot of, popular music, but that's my original music. Make sure you go check that out. So overall, the pros and cons with this QSC KC series, it sounds great. Straight out the box. Maybe I'm a sucker for QSC, but I love the way their products sound. It sounds really good. The highs in this top speaker in the column sound really good. They don't distort. And I'm using a violin, which can be very brittle when DJing. Cons are, I guess the sub is kind of heavy, and it's bigger than it seems. It's not, most systems have a smaller bass. It's the same size as the 12.2 series or the K series from QSC. You can be standing on the side of it. It's almost like 180 degrees of listening, which is great for like a cafe where you want people to hear on both sides. That's a big pro of this. That's why I was really attracted to it, and it being a QSC and the sound quality of QSC. But you can stand right here on the side and hear it. And I made the mistake of standing in front of it, and it actually started to fatigue my ears. So the system definitely puts out strong sound. Now, as far as if you could use that sound on the dance floor at a wedding, I think it really depends on your client. If you're playing really heavy EDM, I would make sure you have 2 of these and maybe even throw in a sub. I would do that. I would, put 2 to the right and left of me and put a sub maybe underneath my DJ table, and you're gonna have more than enough sound. But for corporate events, cafes, events where you don't need it to be too loud, even though it can go loud, this is perfect. Just one of these by itself. If I were to keep this, I would probably want to get 2 though, and it coming in white is very good as well, because that's great for corporate events where you just want, or weddings where you want this to just disappear into white walls. Some of the cons I have for it: the LCD screen in the back definitely is hard to read if you're looking at an angle. It's not the most high quality LCD screen, and this coming in at $2,100, you might want a better LCD. And you're not gonna look at it all night, but it is hard to look at, and the back is usually facing a wall, so I had to actually look at an angle to get to the settings that I wanted. Another con, and the only other con, is that I wish that the sub came with a bag, or at least a slip cover. I know they make money off their bags, but at least a slip cover to protect it, because I actually bought this and went straight to a gig and used it to see how I liked it. And this came in a great bag that looks like this. It comes in this great padded bag, very unique and for the columns. But the sub came with nothing but a plastic bag over it. I wish it just had a slip cover, because if I made any mistake carrying it in, it could easily hit the sides or dent the grill in the front, even though it is quality. The top is like a plastic, the side is wood though. So you're getting that great wood sound in the sub. It's a combination of 2 materials. But I don't know. That's what I think about this KC series. I know that the YouTube compression and me not turning it up all the way is giving you a full idea of how it sounds. But for me, it sounds great. You guys can let me know in the comments what you think about it, or if you think there's another system that sounds better. As far as price, this comes in the premium range for a column system like this. But most column systems are not 3,000 watts, 138 dB, peak dB, which is crazy. It's almost like jet engine. Yeah, that's what I think about it. It's probably there might be 1 or 2 systems that cost a little bit more than this one. And of course the white is $100 more. But that's what I think about this system. Let me know what you think in the bottom. Please continue to subscribe if this is your first time here. Please continue to come back and give me feedback, which I really appreciate, and I've been getting a lot of lately. And DJs, mobile DJs, let me know what you think about this KC series from QSC. My name is Shayshahn, PhearNone MacPherson. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Go to my original music.